Hi, my name's Leanne. I'm an award-winning makeup artist and I'm here to help you with your makeup. Today's vlog is about skincare and makeup because a lot of people think that skincare is just suited to their skin type, whereas the type of skincare that you choose actually has a huge impact on your makeup application as well. So when you're choosing and selecting makeup, you need to think about how it's going to work with your foundation. And a lot of people don't always consider this option. They just think about they might have a dry skin or an oily skin and they choose their cleansers, moisturisers and products just for that skin type. Whereas what I want you to consider is actually that your moisturiser or whatever preparation products you're applying is actually going to impact the makeup application, how it goes on, and also how long it's going to last. So with any makeup, the best makeup starts with great skincare. So the best thing to do is look after your skin as much as possible. Some people are lucky in that they are fortunate to have great skin and don't have to worry about too much skincare, but the majority of us have to take good care when we're doing our skincare, and we have to look after our skin. So the most important thing is that you're cleansing twice a day, you're removing makeup effectively, and I love the Garnier Micellar Water for removing makeup. This one with the pink top removes all types of makeup, including waterproof. So what I'm going to do on my model Alison is just with my cotton pad, just go over the skin. Obviously she's not wearing any makeup at the moment, but this is a really effective makeup remover as well. So you need to be taking off the makeup at the end of the day before you go to bed. But just give a nice light covering of the micellar water. And I say this cleanser removes waterproof eye makeup as well. So even if you're a waterproof mascara wearer, it will remove that as well. Now I'm a big advocate of the double cleanse. So if you're wearing makeup on a daily basis, I would do one cleanse to remove your makeup and then a second cleanse to actually clean the skin. I just think you get a much better result. Some of you might like to use a facial wash, and that's something that I use at home actually. I use a facial wash morning and night, something that takes off the whole of the makeup, and I do it either in the shower or with a muslin cloth, something like that. A favourite of mine at the moment is by Organic Surge, or there's also Superdrug's Vitamin E range. They do a really good hot cloth cleanser. Probably the first one that ever came out was the Lizelle hot cloth cleanser, so you know what I'm talking about. Some people do like to use wipes. I'm not a big fan of wipes, but it's better to remove makeup with wipes than nothing. So it's good that you are actually doing something, but the micellar water is really inexpensive and it's a really effective makeup remover and cleanser. So once we've done our cleanse, we've then got to prep the skin with whatever is suitable for Alison's skin type. So I'm just going to use a really lightweight moisturiser. I'm actually going to use, there's a couple of products on the market. This is actually called a primeriser by Smashbox, and the reason I like it is because it's a primer and a moisturiser in one, so it's going to give a little bit of light moisture, nothing too heavy, because what you've got to think about when you're applying your moisturiser, if you apply something that's quite rich, it may impact the foundation or the base that you're putting over the top. So if your skin is dry, you might go for a really rich moisturiser, but then it might not make your makeup, your foundation stay on. So always think about the moisturiser and however you're prepping your skin in terms of what foundation you're going to select, because these will impact how the makeup applies and also how long it stays on. So even if you've had a foundation in the cupboard that you think you don't really like it doesn't really work for you, perhaps think about, try it again, use a different moisturiser underneath and see if it works for you this time. So just giving a nice light covering. This has got priming elements in it as well. So for those of you who don't use a primer, and it's not something that I use every day, but it can be a really good thing to use if you have got sort of problem areas with your skin and you also want your makeup to stay on well. I've used the Smashbox Primerizer. It's a really light moisture, so with Alison's normal combination skin, it's nice to use all over the face. And as I said, it's got priming properties as well, so it's going to help the makeup go on, and it's also going to make it stay on longer. So for those of you who are not using primers at the moment, it might be something to consider if you want your skin to look smoother. Say if you've got sort of blemishes, bumps, imperfections in the skin, it can smooth out the look of the skin, and so therefore when you put your foundation over the top, it's going to look smoother. Yeah, depending on the foundation that you're selecting to wear, and I'm going to apply a kind of long wear formula for Alison. This is a Glow Skin Beauty one, which I'm going to be applying a bit later on. And so it's just a nice light moisture. You don't want anything too rich or too heavy because it could make the makeup slip off. But I appreciate if you have got a dry skin, you might want a lot more moisture, you know, on your face to make it feel more comfortable. An important step with skincare in terms of makeup is also exfoliating the skin, particularly around the T-zone area, so the forehead, around the nose area and the chin. This is where, as we age, the pores get a little bit more enlarged, so they get more visible. There's nothing we can really do about that. It just is the way that it is. Everyone will vary, so it depends on your genes, whether they stay quite closed or whether they open up a bit more. And one factor of oily skin is that your pores will look more enlarged. But for the majority of people, you will have areas around here that are going to be more difficult. So sometimes it's more dry and oily at the same time. It can be both, which is really difficult for you, but there are ways that you can deal with that. And primer is a great way of dealing with any kind of issues in your skin. So as part of your skincare routine, what you need to be doing is exfoliating. Not too often, even if it's just once a week, once a fortnight, with something like, this one's a Tropic product. It's called Face Smooth Brightening Polish by Tropic. So it's a natural product, and you can do that once a week. It's just like a wash exfoliator. It's really gentle, and whenever you're exfoliating, just pay attention to that middle area of the face in particular. This is where we can get oiliness and dryness, but don't over exfoliate. So don't be doing it every day, but once a week is perfect. But go over the whole area of the face, right under the jawline, paying particular areas to the centre of the face. The other one that is really popular is called Pixie Glow Tonic. This is an exfoliation tonic, so it has exfoliating properties within the actual tonic. So it looks a bit like a toner, and you apply it a bit like the micellar water, but it can exfoliate the skin as well. And what the exfoliation does, it just smooths out the skin so that makeup again applies so much better. So what we've done, we've put the primerizer on Alison all over the face. I've left out the eye area, so the eye area is really delicate. So what we're going to do is actually apply a separate eye cream. My favourite one is probably L'Oreal Revitalift. This is a really hydrating eye cream, so I'm just going to put just a tiny bit, not too much, just with my ring finger. I'm just going to pat it around, not too close to the eye, so just around this area here. You can use this morning and night, but it's lighter than a moisturiser, so for that very delicate eye area, it's going to be much, much better and lighter on that area. So just a little bit of eye cream. I'm also going to, in my preparation for makeup, I'm going to also apply MAC Prep and Prime Lip. So this is a really good, again, hydrator for smoothing the lips, and also I think it has sort of plumping elements as well to so it plumps up the lips, which we all kind of are looking for at the moment. That's kind of very on trend. So it has kind of plumping qualities as well, and it feels quite nice. If you don't like anything sticky on your lips, then or too sticky, you may not like this product. But I think it has quite a nice feeling to it. So what this is doing, it's just going to prepare the lips, condition the lips, and also make the lipstick stay on longer. This isn't something you have to do, it's just, you know, something optional. I quite like it, and I do find it works quite well with actually making the lipstick stay on longer. You don't have to do this with the brush, so with your own one, you can just go straight onto your lips, and it's quite nice for conditioning. One other product I'm going to put on Alison in preparation. I'm going to add another primer now because we're going to make sure Alison's makeup stays on a long time. So I'm going to use my Smashbox, another Smashbox product, because I think they're really good for their priming products. This is reduced redness, so don't be scared by the green colour. You can wear this on its own or under foundation. I'm just going to put just a little bit on the back of my hand there. I'm just going to smooth it because Alison's got slight pinkiness to her skin, which a lot of women have. It's really, really common. So I'm just going to smooth this over. And what I love about this primer as well, it's got lovely smoothing properties. So, and what you can see, it doesn't go on green, so you can wear this on its own. So if you don't like to wear a foundation, but you want your skin to look smoother and tone down any pinkness, you can use this product on its own as well. But it's a great primer. It really makes makeup stay on for a long time, even in super hot weather. So, and I'm paying particular attention again to the centre of the face, around the nose, the forehead, because this is where the majority of people have issues going on with their skin. So just smoothing that over. A primer isn't skincare and it's not makeup. So, and it won't alter the skin. It will just provide a temporary layer for the makeup to apply. So once you remove it with your cleanser or whatever you're taking your makeup off with, the primer will come off as well. So it's just a temporary layer while you're putting your makeup, or if you like to be makeup free. One last step I'm going to do on Alison, I'm going to prep her eye area. We've put the eye cream underneath. Now we're going to put some eye primer on the top lid. And the reason we do this is because the eyelid area is actually an oily part of the face. It's probably the oiliest part of the face. So some of you may not need this. Everyone varies slightly. So these are all things that you can bear in mind. They're not things you have to do. But if you find that your eyeshadow, eyeliner slips, creases, doesn't stay on as long as you'd like it to, that's because the oils in the skin under the makeup are causing it to crease and slip. So one thing to prevent this from happening is to use an eye primer. An eye primer is separate to a face primer. It's a separate type of product, but all brands do them, so whatever brand you like to use, I'm sure they'll have an eye primer that you can use from that brand. I've got a couple here that I like to use. One's MAC Prep and Prime 24-hour Extend Eye Base, and one's a Glow Skin Beauty, so it's a little bit more of a natural product. It's cruelty-free and it's paraben-free. This one's slightly lighter in the feel and the texture. The MAC one's slightly heavier. So not that it's going to feel heavy on your eyelids, but just the texture, it's slightly drier. So what I'm going to do, just put a tiny bit, you don't need loads of this product. What I'm going to do is just get a little brush. This is a little concealer brush that I'm using. You don't have to do this with a brush if you don't want to. You can do it with your fingers, which I'll show you on the other side. But when you're applying eye primer, we just want a really fine, light layer. This is a transparent product, so there's no colour to it, but it's just going to make sure all the oil on the eyelid is absorbed, and it's going to ensure the makeup applied over the top is going to stay where we want it to be. I'm going to show you just the other way of just doing it with my ring finger, just smoothing over the eyelid. So you don't need a brush for this if you don't want to, but it's really important to get really close to the lash line so that even when you're applying eyeliner, it helps the eyeliner to stay put as well. Right into the inner corner. You can take this right up to the brow if you want to, but this area underneath the brow isn't quite as oily. It's slightly drier up here, so it's not as essential, but you can take it up there if you want to. So that's all my skin prep for today. I've done a full skin prep, so you don't have to do all the elements of this. You can just take the bits that you want from it. So I don't think you have to do a full prep every day, because it might be a little bit time consuming. Do the bits that apply to you. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Get in touch if you want some more information, or I'll join you on the next vlog.